Hey guys, welcome to today's live lunch and learn. We are going to be talking about weight loss and motivation. The two definitely go together. How do we simplify one process so that we can increase the other? All right. So as I'm going to explain here shortly, we're going to be talking about those things that equal wins, right? In order to be able to continue moving and progressing forward, we want to have consistent wins, and that's where motivation comes from. Motivation isn't something that comes from like the desire to do something, or that desire to keep going. Right, motivation is what gets us moving, gets us up off the ground, right? Whether we hear something, we see something, we read something, whatever it may be. But that's what leads into those disciplines, those things that keep us going and going and going, so that when the times get tough, we're still able to continue on and achieve our goals, because you're not always going to feel like it. All right, when you're going through weight loss or fat loss or any type of health process. And so what we're going to be talking about today is how do we make those things simple, and how do we find the motivation and keep the motivation up when those times are tough. Because it's easy to talk about motivation, it's easy to talk about discipline, it's easy to talk about all that inspiration and being this and finding your why and all of that stuff. But the bottom line is that there are going to be times when it's not so easy to be the example that you want to be. And so we're going to look into those things today. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here and we're going to get into it. All right, guys. Hope that you can all see my screen here. And what we're going to do is talking about Lunch and Learn Live. All right. So first things first, here we're going to talk about our intro. And our intro, all right, we're going to be talking about weight loss versus fat loss, because there is a difference. And it's important to know that when you're doing these, to have different expectations, right? There is, one process that's quicker, and designed more for medical purposes than there is the other one, okay? Generally speaking, we are all trying to lose fat. Not all of us necessarily need to lose weight, right? All right, weight loss versus fat loss. Weight loss is an overall shrinking of your body. So keep that in mind. You're trying to become an overall smaller version of yourself in the entirety of your current mass, right? Shrink yourself down. That is going to include fat loss. It will also include muscle loss, some water loss, other tissue loss, right? So when you see things like people on The Biggest Loser, for example, or somebody who's gone through gastric bypass, something along those lines, you're going to notice that they get smaller in a hurry, and they do have a tendency to have excess skin. That extreme shrinking of your body doesn't allow your body to kind of fall into it. Generally speaking, it takes less time to lose weight. I mean, I could lose weight by simply drinking 1 glass of water today. Not healthy, but when I look at the scale tomorrow, it's going to be lighter than it is today. So it takes less time to lose weight, but it also takes a lot less time to gain weight. It's a fluctuation back and forth, right? Most of the time, and this is my recommendation, when someone has health issues that need to be addressed, like you need to lose weight immediately because there are severe health issues at risk here. If that is the case, it should be done under medical supervision, and in which case, me as a health and fitness professional, I would then recommend somebody else to help you out with there. That goes beyond my scope of practice. If you're looking to lose weight, get healthy, build some better habits, get stronger, those are the areas that I work with. Medical issues need to be dealt with somebody else. Fat loss. Fat loss is all about a body recomposition, right? We are trying to preserve muscle while burning fat, all right? So what does that mean? That means it's going to be a slow going. If you're looking at the scale, you may think, well, the scale hasn't changed at all. Maybe I've only lost 5 pounds in 10, 12 weeks. What gives? But at the same time, the scale doesn't say anything, but your clothes fit better, your energy's better, you're feeling stronger, you've got a little bit of a better shape and definition to like your arms and your legs and your butt, and you notice that you have a little bit more definition through the jawline. Those are the indications that you're losing fat and that you're getting smaller overall, but at the same time you're preserving or gaining muscle, and so you're recompositioning your body. One of the things that I have to remind myself a lot of, because I fall into these traps too, is I want to see the scales going down. All right. Here's the person who sees the scale, me, right? Now, obviously I share that number with my coach, or I share that number with my doctor, but I'm the one who sees the scale. I'm the one who knows whether or not, if it's going up or down. You are the ones who see the results of the work that I'm putting in, right? My outward appearance is what you're going to see. So do I want my outward appearance to be one of, fatigue, of shame, of just aggravation because I'm sitting here thinking, well, why isn't the scale number lower? But meanwhile, my clothes fit better. I have more energy. My joints don't hurt. Those things that come along with a slow progressive fat loss that helps your body have that recomposition, right? You're developing the lifelong good habits, right? That's why we recommend fat loss. It's a slower process that develops more things. So no, on the scale, I don't see the fat loss, because at the same time I'm losing fat, I'm also gaining muscle because of the way that I exercise and the way that I have my clients strength training and focusing on getting stronger so that we increase your metabolism, build those better habits, and start with the body recomposition. Those are the things we want to focus on. No matter whether you choose weight loss or fat loss, what you need to remember is that both are challenging, okay? It is hard work to make changes. You can't just simply walk in and think, well, why am I not losing weight? We're expecting to happen right away. You need to put some effort into it. And then how we do that is we go through and we become intentional. Becoming intentional of how you lose weight. And now we're going to get into the goal setting process, which is how you know those numbers, right? It's how you get to that point. All right, goals. Goals, right? You need to create goals if you're going into a health and fitness type of situation, okay? There are a lot of people that I know that simply say, I want to lose weight. I want to get fit. I want to look better for my wedding, right? I've known so many of those people. I've helped so many of those people. What happens is that when you say, okay, I'm going to do that, and then we get into the nitty gritty of it, and you realize that in order for those things to happen, it gets hard, right? Now, there's a lot of those things of the find your whys, right? Those are your motivational internal types of situations that you're going to focus on. What I would focus on with you, right, is these specifics, the numbers, the data, the things along those lines, right? Goals are building blocks of your program. So don't just say you want to lose weight. Don't just say you want to get in shape or be healthy. You need to have specifics that you are trying to reach in a specific amount of time, right? So you've heard like SMART goals before, which in my opinion can be a little bit too conservative. I prefer going for big goals and shrinking them down. The more narrow your focus, the easier it is to take those smaller steps, right? We try to do so much that all of it starts to get blurred together. But if you specifically say, I want to lose this amount of weight by this time, the actions that you're going to take are going to be specifically towards that. So you're going to do 3 things when you're creating goals. You're going to know what and why. Not necessarily why you're doing it, but it certainly helps to have some kind of idea as to what the external motivation is, right? What it is that you're hoping to feel out of this. All right. So be specific. Example, I want to lose 30 pounds because that's when I felt my best mentally and physically, right? So if I'm 30 pounds lighter, I know that I'm going to feel a little bit better physically, which means I'm going to feel a little bit better mentally. And those are the things that I want to go through. Now, me as your coach, I get into more detail as to that and have you write those things down so that you can dig deeper and deeper and deeper. But you need to know that you want to lose 30 pounds and why you want to do it. Then you need to have a time frame. All right. You want to lose 30 pounds by November 7th. Now, this is just an example. Obviously, I don't know when this person is choosing this, but there is a specific there. Why? Because that is my birthday. That is my birthday, by the way. I'm not having a big party and I don't have a specific goal by then, but I just use that date for the heck of it. Know your what, why, have a time frame so that you can put all of your actions towards making sure you're hitting this goal. Because if you say you want to lose 30 pounds and you just like, I'll do it whenever, chances are you're really not going to take very many specific actions to do that. Or you're going to take a whole lot of actions to make that happen really fast. And then you're going to have that negative rebound out of it. Then you're going to want to tell somebody about it. All right. Support and community. Celebrate the wins with you, right? Let's build in the community. Don't just tell some random person. Make sure you're telling somebody who's specifically looking to help you, whether that be a coach, whether that be other people at the gym that you go to. You can join a fitness group. I have one. If you're interested in joining that, it's called the Living Amends Academy. It's about being an example to those that you're trying to help. So whether that be family members, coworkers, whatever, you're trying to be the healthy example for everybody to see. So that's it. You got to set your goals. Okay. After you've set your goals, now it's time to go and get started. Okay. So now I want you to go through and I want you to figure out the simple things that you're going to do in order to hit your goals, in order to start getting fit, right? Simple things. Let's make getting healthy and simple. Healthy and fit simple. First thing you're going to do, pick your workout type. There's so many different varieties of workout. You can do things like just straight up weightlifting, which is what I like to do. You can do things like CrossFit, which is a combination of all sorts of things. Maybe you just want to run or ride your bike or swim, whatever it is, you got to pick it. Just remember that movement is medicine. Not moving is not a very good option when it comes to trying to lose weight and get healthy. Keep that in mind when you decide that what form of exercise you choose. Make sure it's the one that you commit to. How do you commit? By picking the exercises you know you're going to love doing and will keep doing them forever. I love lifting weights. So that's what I have chosen to go with. Now, there are hundreds of different modalities that I could do with weightlifting. I could do supersets. I could go bodybuilding style. I could go heavy, lifting. All of that will benefit me in some way, shape, or form. And I have a tendency to kind of loop them around anyway. Then once you've picked it, that's your style and that's what you're going to go with. If you're not sure what that is, we can explore those things. There's not like you have to like pick one exercise and then that's it. I mean, you could play basketball every day if you wanted to, and that could be your exercise. You can play tennis, whatever. But whatever it is, that should be your focus, right? So we talked about it in your goals. Be specific, be focused on those things so that you can be intentional about the actions you take. All right. So for example, if you're going all in, you want to perfect your running form. No more injuries, want to run faster, perfect your running form, right? Hit personal records on the squats, the deadlifts, the bench press. Learn all the ways that you can build your endurance on hikes if that's what you like to do. These types of things here, right? Pick what you love doing and you know that you will do multiple times a week, and just be committed to being as good as you can possibly be on that, okay? Then you want to eat for health. All right. Eating for health is much different than eating with a specific goal in mind of saying, I want to lose this much weight. I want to, feel a certain way or look a certain way or be whatever. Because if you're eating for health, you're eating for longevity, right? Forget all the fad diets. No keto, South Beach, paleo, none of those things, all right? They're gimmicks. They are designed to get you hooked. And once you try them, you will be successful. Then you will stop them, you will gain weight back, and you will try to do that again. But what ends up happening is that you can never get the same results because at that point, your body has either adapted to it or you are in an emotionally and lifestylely different place than you used to be. I don't know if lifestylely is a word or not, but we're going to go with it. So instead, follow these simple rules, okay? 6 rules. 80% of your diet should be from whole foods, all right? The other 20%, you know what, everybody eats processed foods, all right? Pretty much everything's processed food unless you're growing it yourself or walking out and killing the chicken yourself. It is processed. You need to get the word cheat out of your vocabulary, okay? This was by far the hardest thing that I've ever had to do with myself as I went through my process of getting better with my food relationship, but get the word cheat out of your vocabulary. Food is food. Some of it is nutrient dense, some of it is calorie dense. Eat as much nutrient dense food as you can and enjoy the calorie dense ones all the same. So, you know what? If you want to have some ice cream on some night, go for it. Doesn't have to be a special occasion or whatever, but you know, you should be mindful of your goals, but at the same time, live a little, you know? Protein should be the first thing you choose for each meal. All right. Every time you think of a meal, if I'm thinking of breakfast, what's my protein going to be? Eggs. What's my protein going to be? I'm going to have a shake. What's my protein going to be? I'm going to have some almond butter to go with these things, right? Then carbs are good for you and should not be excluded from a diet. That's why I don't like things like keto, South Beach, paleo. Carbs, you know, we're not talking, when we say carbs, I'm not talking about potato chips and all of that stuff. I'm talking about the things that you should be eating on a daily basis: fruits, vegetables, non-starchy carbohydrates, and occasionally the starchy ones like some potatoes, rice, throw in some pasta anywhere again, right? As I was saying before, you gotta live a little. Fats aren't the answer to keeping you full. They're just a necessary part of your diet, right? These things like keto or what's the coffee, bulletproof coffee, right? They are just a way to hack your way through things. They are not sustainable. I know because I've tried them all. All right. Fruits and veggies need to be included in every meal. All right. No taking a pill for that or anything like that. Eat your fruits and veggies. Be an adult. All right. Lastly, the last thing that we want to talk about, and we're making simplifications for our health and fitness plan, is we need to live like we care, right? Self-love, self-care, wellness, great words. They get thrown around a lot, but they become this thing where it says, like, I can do whatever I want at any point in time as long as it makes me happy. That is not self-love, okay? That is not care. That is not wellness. That belief is making you sick. It is not making you well. Okay. If you want to feel real wellness and you want to be loving yourself, it looks like this. You live with intentions to be better in all areas of your life, your relationships, and your spirit. You make a real effort to stop bad habits. You quit smoking, you quit staying up late, you quit eating the sugary stuff when you get home from work, you quit sucking down 17 cups of coffee and then go out and get a sugary energy drink. You get 8 hours of sleep. How do you get 8 hours of sleep? You go to bed 8 hours before you have to get up. It's pretty simple. You move daily with the intention of improving your physical wellness. You're getting up and you're moving. You're going for a walk. You're not just wandering through. You have a focus and intention. You learn how to say no. Can't tell you how many people I know that have a problem saying that and end up becoming stressed, or they end up canceling so many things that people start to not like you. You do something about the things you find unacceptable and you quit complaining. That is how you live like you care. You take responsibility for your actions, and that equals self-love and self-care. That is how you create wellness. Okay, those three things. All right. So we'll review real quick. Pick the workouts that you know you're going to do on a consistent basis. Eat for health. And live like you care. Okay, those three things. Now, these three slides are part of a simplification program that I put together for health and exercise, and I'll be glad to send that out to anybody when we're done here. All right, now we're going to talk about motivation, because we've created these three simple things, but now we need to have the motivation to start doing them on a consistent basis. Okay, so again, we're talking about, what we can do right now. Immediate wins equal motivation. So you're going to start with what you can commit to now. The goals and dreams get us hyped, and they should, but we often start by biting off more than we can chew. All right. I'm guilty of it. Right. I've talked about, oh yeah, I'm going to run this race and do one of these things, and start doing it. And next thing I know, I'm hurt, I'm tired, or I lose interest, and realize that, it's not as fun as I thought it was going to be. All right, ask what you can totally commit to right now and be honest with yourself. Okay, if right now all you can commit to is going for a walk twice a week, then that's where you start, and we start building it from there. Okay, if you want to stay motivated, you start doing what you know you will be able to do and do well every single time. That's called immediate wins equal motivation. Next, you're going to take the smallest step that have the biggest impact. Okay, don't try to achieve every goal that you can. If your goal is 10,000 steps, don't try to achieve that goal in the next half hour. Okay, don't try to achieve your weight loss goal today or in the next week or in the next month. All right, you take the smallest steps. You take your big goal and you shrink it down. Do not aim for perfection. There are going to be days when you have bad days. There's going to be days where you just don't feel well. There'll be days when you're sick and you have to deal with that. Think of it this way. Do the smallest amount of work that leads you forward so that you're constantly making progress. Okay. So if you want to stay in shape, we're going to use the walking analogy again. Say, I'll walk for 20 minutes every day. Make that commitment and do it. The best way to do that is to pick after a meal. After dinner is a good time to do it. After breakfast, after lunch is a good time to do it as well. Get up, get moving, helps with digestion, and it also helps you commit to that goal. All right, these small goals will lead to big impacts in the long run. So you want to think progress, not perfection. Okay, next, you want to have a simplified plan. Okay, so we already talked about the three ways that you can make a simplified workout plan. All right, but I need you to think of it this way. You need to know where you're starting. And you need to know where you want to go. Now, you wouldn't go out on a road trip to someplace you've never been before without having directions or a GPS, right? Why would you take on a big time goal without having a plan? Without saying, I'm going to lose 50 pounds and have no idea to get there. That is not something you just want to wing it on. Okay, you want to have a plan. Planning is your roadmap. In this guide, this is my motivation guide. I have a slide in here about reverse engineering a goal. You want to start with the end in mind and work backwards, okay? We can, if you're interested in the guide, I'll send that to you. Planning is your roadmap. All right, next you want to have a soundtrack. All right, I put an example of my soundtrack in here, okay? There's going to be days where motivation is lacking. Motivation is lacking, inspiration is lacking, your mood is just crappy, and you're just not feeling it. You've got to go and find those things. You have to have those go-tos ready at an instant, okay? Load up that Spotify playlist, have that video constantly ready on your phone, have that inspirational quote ready to go. Listen to it, watch it, whatever it is, okay? Here's my songs that I love listening to that I know are going to get me fired up. I could have just put the entire soundtrack to Rocky IV on here, but I feel like that would have been too much. Just be prepared, okay? Make sure that sometimes you need that outside help to get inspired. Make sure you know what it is, where to find it, and make it that simple. All right, and lastly, quit being a baby. I'm going to put it as simply as I can. Just quit being a baby. When it comes to getting motivated, when it comes to, finding those simple things, when it comes to making the changes that you want to make, you have to quit being a baby. Goals aren't going to achieve themselves. There's going to be days when you're dragging. It happens to all of us. You can be a whiner about it, or you can say, here's my motivation. I'm going to go do it. And I'll see you. I bet you I'll feel better afterwards. Using the excuses, I just don't feel like it, is weak and cowardly way out. Grow up. How about that? So I'm calling you out before we even start. I'm guilty of it too. If you listen to my live today that I did in my group, I was a big crybaby, and it happens. But I still did the work that I had to do. Yes, I feel better for it. And yes, I feel good about coming on and doing this with you guys, right? I find those things that motivate me and inspire me, and I keep doing them. No one's going to feel sorry for you when you don't take your actions, when you don't take responsibility to make your life better. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. I know it doesn't feel like that sometimes, but that's the way that it is. Feelings aren't facts, okay? I need you to start realizing that, because when it comes down to getting healthy, getting fit, losing weight, those are processes that are going to take time, and you're not going to be super peppy and excited all the time. So you need to have these motivational things here ready for you. So we're going to wrap that up. Whoop, not too far. Conclusion: to get serious about your goals, you need to take serious action. Okay? Stop relying on yourself to be motivated all the time. Ask for help. Okay? Get your soundtrack ready. Look for the people in that community. Community is full of goal seekers and achievers out there waiting for you to join. Find your people, tell them that you need some help, and help them out. Okay? If you need that extra help, push, some guidance, I'll be happy to make that roadmap for you. All right? In fact, if you're listening to this right now and you would like some help with that, I will offer you a free consultation so we can talk about it. And I will help you figure out the next plan. All right? Whether that be working with me or just making simple changes for you, that's up to you. All right. Lastly, if you need a little help with the motivation department and you need a little boost, I got my fall 2023 weight loss competition. It goes from September 11th, so that's Monday. I may push that back, TBD, but still sign up for it now to November 5th. It's going to run for 8 weeks. Okay, so it's going to get us through the first part of the fall, get us ready for the holiday season. $50 entry fee. There will be cash prizes. There will be weekly challenges. I'm going to offer all kinds of free guides, including the motivation guide and the simplification guide that I went through a little bit today. And I'll be doing some online classes. There'll be a community, there'll be accountability, and there will be ownership. If you're interested, you can just comment below on this video. Or you can send a direct message to me, and I will be more than happy to get back to you with those things. All right. So there we have it. It's not a complicated thing. By no means is it an easy thing, but it's not complicated. We can take those small steps and see huge gains from them. They don't happen instantaneously or overnight, which is why sometimes you need help to kind of get that push to keep going. That's what I'm here for. That's what the community of all of these people around here are for. So if you need help, reach out to me. If you would like a copy of this video, just to keep, maybe this video inspired you. I'm going to have it on my YouTube channel, which is the Living Amends Academy. And that will be our Friday, guys. That's our lunch and learn for the day. Again, reach out if you need help. Don't try to do it all on yourself. Keep it as simple as possible so that you see those big wins and you will feel that motivation, because it's nothing but wins on a daily basis. Have a great one.